Good morning, Stanton. I am recording this, well, in Quantum here, still in the PTU. Hopefully, by the time you are watching this video, 3.14 has released. That is the plan, although I'm still going to be on vacation, so this is a time release video. If you are looking at 3.14, it is now out, and you would like to get into Star Citizen, you're going to need one of the starter packages. So I've made a video. Actually, I'm going to split this into two parts. This part one, and then the next video, part two, just kind of going over some of the starter packs, looking at what the ships are, what they entail, kind of maybe giving a walk around of the ships. Part one, this video here, is going to deal with all the game packages that are under the $100 mark. They start at about $45 and work their way up to about $100. The second video is the big packs, the massive packs, the packs that are worth 1,000 or more when you get up to the top tier packs. So that is what this video is out. This video is about, I should say. And meanwhile, I'm just going to kind of explore around. I'm so happy. Whoever it was that watches my videos and told me how to keep these doors open so you don't have to keep opening them and stopping. This is awesome. I'm very happy about that. So enjoy part one. All the starter packages under $100. Good morning, Stanton. A little bit different here. Oh, hold on. Show cursor. Let's do that. There, much better. We're doing something a little bit different here. We're going to look at the website. I'm going to talk about the pledges, basically the starter packs. Not all the ships, but the ships that are part of the starter packs. If you don't have Star Citizen and you want to get into the game, this will show you some of the options and what you need. So on this, you can see we are at the Roberts Space Industries website. You have to have an account and you have to sign up to the account. I already have, I'm logged in. When you sign up, don't forget to use the referral code. You need to do that when you make your account. You cannot add it later. And that referral code will give you a little bit of extra starting money in the game. Then you don't need to sign into the website in order to play the game, but for looking at things like what is in your hangar, so the hangar would be this item here, showing you things that are currently in the game. So we have like the Invictus Launch Week leather jacket. That was something that was added for anyone that was playing during Invictus. Those are things that are permanently in your account unless you gift them to someone else or you trade them away. But if there's a character reset a wipe that wipes the entire database, items in your hangar there will still exist. Also on the website, down here in community, there's Spectrum, and Spectrum's awesome. Spectrum is a place where there's general chat, there's announcements for the game, there's sections to ask developers if you have questions. There's a lot of contests that happen in general. You can see here there's a video contest for CitizenCon, which is coming up, which is going to be a virtual con. So something to check out. Pretty awesome. But again, not mainly what I'm going to in this commercial, this video. I don't know why I call it a commercial. What you need to do once you have your account is you need to purchase the game. And you cannot just purchase the game. You go to Pledge Store. You need to purchase a game package. So over here we have ships, and you can see we have all the different types of ships. We have the different manufacturers here, and if I click on this, we can see various ships here. We can sort them by manufacturers, sort them by length, sort them by max crew, sort them by price range. Some of these ships are available, some are not. Mustang Alpha is one of the starter pack ships, but if I go here and I go to buying options, you can see you can buy the ship for $30. That is not the game. If you buy this because you want to start out with the Mustang Alpha, it gets the Mustang Alpha, gets a hangar, and it gets 6 months insurance. But you need to have $15 more, which is the starter pack. The starter pack comes with self-aligned hanger, starting money, 1,000 UEC, but if you use that referral code that's up on the corner, this will increase, I believe, to 5,000. 3-month insurance, Star Citizen digital download. This is the most important thing. It needs to have Star Citizen digital download in the containing for you to be able to play the game. If you have 2 starter packs that both have digital download, it doesn't make a difference. So do not buy 2. If you buy the Mustang and you also want an Aurora, buy an Aurora that is not a starter pack. Starter pack, you only need one of them, but you absolutely need one to play the game unless there's a free fly event going on. So that is important. So you need to go to game packages. Game packages are all the starter packs. Now I used the PTU 3.14 to my advantage. It gave me a large amount of ships to look at that you could rent, that you could take out, that you could fly, and I took out all these ships and kind of walked around them and took a look at them, and I'm going to kind of intersperse what I'm talking about while looking at this website with those videos. So it's going to be a little bit confusing because I might repeat myself a few times because I don't remember what I said while looking at the ships. I didn't take them out, I didn't run missions with them, I didn't really fly them that much. I just kind of gave you a walk around to look at the ships because at least you can kind of see them in 3D and kind of see the interior, and I might point out a few things about them. But this is a quick and simple version. Now if you look here, the starter packs start at $45 and they can get quite expensive really quickly. $125, $275, over $1,000. Some of these are multiple ships. I believe you get 2 things. Well, you get technically 3, I think, with the Andromeda. Yeah, you get a Grey Cat PTV, which is like a little buggy. You get the Constellation Andromeda, which I believe does have a little snub fighter that can dock in the back. But again, $275 to start out is a fairly expensive purchase if you have not really gotten to the game yet. And if you're watching any of my tutorial videos, you can see that just starting out with a basic starter ship, you can start earning money in game and earning ships. If you ever really decide that you do want another ship, you can then purchase ships or ship upgrades to take, say, if you had a ship, like say if you had this PTV you don't really want anymore, you could buy a ship upgrade. And how upgrades work, which if I've ever talked about CCUs, all ships, there we go. PT, Greek cat. There you go. Well, it's not in there, but let's say if I had a Rock DS and I didn't want the Rock DS, I could upgrade to a Nomad, which is an $80 ship, but it would only cost me $5 because I already had a $75 ship in here. That's how the upgrades work. So I wouldn't suggest getting any of these things here. The UE exploration, the big difference between that, if you look at this, the amount of what you get with this, you get a hanger, you get the digital citizen manual, you get the game soundtrack, you get a cot, which is something that goes into your hanger. It's just a little bit of a visual decoration. We got a fish tank, we got some fish, you got 10,000 starting money, you got the digital download, that's the thing you do need. You have making a Star Citizen, that's not actually out yet. More kind of decorations to put around, 6 months insurance, digital star map. These are all things you can buy. Well, not everything. You can buy the digital star map, you can buy the soundtrack. But if you get the exploration pack for 1,000, that is the only starter pack currently that comes with lifetime insurance. So you do get all these ships here, and they do all have lifetime insurance. However, the drawback of this is you can only upgrade these ships into something more expensive. If you have individual ships that you buy, you can what's called melt or recycle, and you can do that with this package, and you can get this money back in store credits, but you can only do it as an entire thing. So if you have a package with 3 or 4 or 5 ships in it, and you want to recycle that because you don't like one of the ships, you will lose all of them and have to buy it back again. So that is the drawback of getting a package that has multiple ships. What I would suggest, I do say that get the cheapest ships possible because you can always upgrade them using the ship upgrade into something else you like. But to start the game and to just start the game playing, the Aurora or the Mustang are the two. The only kind of upgrade I'd say to do is if you're looking at something like any of these more expensive ships, look at this. Star Citizen 42, which if you buy this, will not allow you to play the game Star Citizen, but it will allow you to play Squadron 42, which if you've ever played Wing Commander, it's kind of a standalone, kind of a mission-based game. That's what this is. It does not exist yet. They are still working on this game. In fact, a lot of the assets, things like different systems in the game and different things that we hopefully will see soon, I don't think we're going to see until Squadron 42 comes out. So $45, you're buying this game, which has a ton of missions and voice actors and screen, like a video capture of the different actors. This is going to come out and it's going to be awesome, and it's $45, which I think is still going to be an awesome deal. However, the two packages, the Aurora and the Mustang, you can get them with Squadron 42, and it's a $20 extra as opposed to a $45 extra. It's only these two, which makes the Aurora MR and the Mustang Alpha the two best starting packages in my opinion. $65, you're getting access to Star Citizen plus Squadron 42, which is in development when it comes out. It's an amazing deal. But I'm just going to ignore these two, because the only difference between these and the first two is that they come with Squadron 42. So we'll start out with the Aurora MR. Looking at that, $45, but again, $65 will get you the Squadron 42. Comes with a self-land hangar. Self-land hangar basically is a basic hangar. There was a hangar module in the game. It was removed with the last patch when 3.13 came out. You couldn't access it anymore, but it was a place where you could kind of take out your ships, look at your ships, use the decorations that some people have to put around in their hangar, and you could not leave that hangar and go into the game. The thought is eventually that hangar is going to be a place that you can have your ships, almost like a garage, but have other people visit and will be accessed from in the game. But currently, it's not accessible. So the self-land hangar, there's 4 types of hangars. There's like kind of an industrial one. There's different sizes depending on the ships. This is the most basic one. You get 1,000 UEC more again if you get the referral code and use that. 3-month insurance on your ship, and the game Star Citizen digital download. So that is what the Aurora. I do not, oddly enough, with the 3.14, have a walk around of the Aurora. So I'm going to do that in my other, or in the non-PTU version of the game, and I'll do a walk around. And here it is. This is the first ship I bought. I love the look of it, and I like how it performs. This is one of the ships I recommend, is the Aurora MR. So we are checking out the Aurora MR. I love the Aurora. This is I should say, the first ship I ever flew, and one that I still fly quite a bit. I really enjoy this. This is why I made my whole video on how to start with a starter ship and earn money in game, because I started with the Aurora. You can see I have it opened up already. There's more than one variant. There's like one that's more dedicated to fighting. There's not a huge difference between a lot of the variants, but the MR is a pretty cool ship. Actually, we'll start with the outside. Looks cool. It's got this docking collar here, which I'm assuming is a docking collar. I could be wrong, but I think this is going to be able to do ship side docking. You should be able to like dock to the side of say a Cutlass Red. Lots of glass for visual. Big engines and some cargo space back here. Cargo for running cargo for buying commodities, not space for a box. However, entrances on both sides. Let's open up both doors. We'll get in here. I love how that opens up. In here, we got a little bit of a space to go around. So even if I close this door here, Closed door. You can see quite a bit of space here. It's got a little bed here, so you can actually get in the bed. When logging off in beds works, you'll be able to log off in your bed here, and then log out of the game and come back in your ship. Right now, it doesn't always work. A lot of times there's a little bit of an error where you either won't be able to log back in correctly, or you'll end up like next to the sun. But getting into the seat here, the seats don't rotate. You got to kind of climb around and get into it. Very kind of old school. But look at the field of view that you have in this ship. Like, you can see, makes it a great starter ship for learning how to land and learning how to fly, because you can just see everything, and it's so small and so fast. It's got these great displays here. One thing I like about the display, not every ship does this, but this one automatically by default has the landing services there, so you can request a landing. Again, you can always change it every time, but I like the fact that you get in the ship, request takeoff, those will open, you can fly out. Pretty awesome. So this is the very first ship, this exact one, because this is the account that I bought my first foray into Star Citizen with this ship. So this is the Aurora MR. It's saying it's going to be impounded because I've been sitting around here for a while, so I'm going to go and store the ship. Next up, we have the Mustang Alpha. Now, the Mustang Alpha is not one that I normally recommended because it's more combat focused, and if you're watching my videos, you knew that I like exploration and I like the delivery missions and cargo hauling. But if you're looking to get into just doing bounty runs, although the Aurora can actually hold its own, this is a dedicated fighting ship. Same price as the Aurora for starting out, comes with the same things: self-land hangar, 1,000 starting money, 3-month insurance, and the Star Citizen digital download. Now if you look at here, the Mustang Alpha is a sleek, stylish spacecraft that incorporates cutting-edge design into a remarkably affordable package. Consolidated Outland CEO Silas Cornier dreamed up creating a ship unlike any other, and achieved the goal with this ideal starter ship. So if we look at the Mustang Alpha, you can see that it's a pretty solid looking ship, designed for mainly combat, but it's a good one to fly around and kind of get into the verse. So this is the Mustang Alpha. Turn my headlight on here. One of the 2 cheaper starting ships, and one of 2. This and the Aurora are the only 2 that you can get the combo pack with Squadron 42, where the Aurora is kind of an all-around, little bit of fighting, a little bit of delivery. This is combat focused, as you can tell. Not the same kind of interior space as what is found in the Aurora. If I just open the canopy, kind of see back there. Open the ladder. But I don't know, can you get back into the back of the ship? I'm not sure. I know you can climb into the pilot seat, so let's do that. Now, the Mustang has a cool feature where once everything's loaded up, once we're in here, engine started, you can see you have nice, amazing field of view. It's like there's nothing between you and what you're looking at. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? 4 MFDs. But looking on the outside, you can see kind of a neat, swept back look. But once we take off, we hit N to pull in our landing gear, it changes shape entirely. Those wings come down, landing gear folds up. It's a cool looking ship, very much focused on just taking out your enemies. Now it's folded up so it could fit into some smaller hangars on ships, as long as it's not too high. That is the Mustang Alpha. So if you want to do fighting, this would be a good choice, I suppose. Not my choice. My choice is, of course, to start out with the Aurora, but a valid choice to start out if fighting is your thing. Pretty neat. So that is the Mustang Alpha. So the next ship we have is the Anvil C8X Pisces. I'm skipping the Arrow right now because I'm going to go up by money. So getting the C8X Pisces will cost you $60, which is $5 less than getting a combo with Star Citizen of these first two starter ships. And so for that reason, I really can't recommend the Pisces as a starter ship, but the X stands for Expedition. So there's two variants of the Pisces, and this is the Expedition variant. Again, comes with the same things as the first two, only it does come with a 6-month insurance. So that is the big difference. So this is a pretty tough ship, and it's got a little more interior space, so it's pretty interesting to fly. I liked it. So I would recommend it as a ship to like try out and fly, but it doesn't seem to offer as much as some of the other ships for a starter ship. Alright, the Anvil C8X Pisces. The X stands for Expedition. There is also an Anvil C8. A little ship, not really much to look at. It looks very kind of reminds me of the shuttlecraft from Star Trek. I like the red window, but kind of a neat, solid-looking ship. It's got some guns and some missiles there. Little winglets that fold down because this can fit into the landing bay of the Carrack, and its rear axis. It's actually quite spacious inside. You can see you can have a lot of room for doing cargo runs, putting some things in there. We can get into the pilot seat here. Quite a good view. And let's turn on the ship. I like the look of like the little ring around the radar there. Is there a way to close the doors from inside? I'm sure there is somewhere. Oh, what's happening? Open exterior. Should be closed. Oh, it automatically closed when I got in. That's why. Okay, well let's close exterior. Where did I find that? There we go. Close exterior. So when I got in a pilot seat, it closed up, which is kind of neat. I should have looked first. There you go. You can see the shape of it. Very solid looking shape. If I was to take off, we can see the wings here. Oh, it takes off super fast. So when you take that in, there is the full shape. Very cool looking little ship. It's got a nice kind of roll speed for such a big ship. Not too bad. Cool. You can see good instrument panel. Got all your MFDs, including your HUD. Lots of field of view here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multifunction displays. Not too bad. And like I said, some space inside here. Let's take a look around. None of these currently open that I can see. Got little storage cargo nets. I'm assuming some of these will open up to put in components for doing repairs, but at the moment doesn't seem to be any. The sound's kind of cool too. So that is the Expedition, and I seem to be stuck inside. There we go. Can't open it too close. There we go. So let's look at what the engines look like outside. Yeah, cool. So this is the Pisces Expedition. Pretty much like a fighter that's fairly tough, so it can take a bit of a beating, as opposed to something that's going to be more of a ship that is agile. That is the Pisces. The 100i starter pack. Now the 100i is a lightweight, kind of a more fancy car. So if you were looking at, if you're like someone who's going to buy like an expensive, fancy car to drive around, the 100i is a starter for you. It's got a little bit of interior space for comfort. It's got like wine glasses and a little kitchen and a bed, in a small, compact form factor. One good thing about the 100i is it's got great fuel economy. So you're able to fly this fast for quite a long distance. So if you're flying with other people, it's a great scout ship, especially on planets, to be sending out pings and looking around. It's really fun to fly low to the ground through canyons, and because it's a starter, if you do crash, if you do take damage, cheap to repair, fast to claim on insurance. So we are now checking out the Origin 100i. Now Origin makes some pretty beautiful ships. The 315, the 325p, the 600i, the Touring, the 890 Jump. This is a good looking ship. What makes this ship also pretty interesting, it's not a very big ship as you can see. It is just a starter. I think this is 65 to get this in the game as a starter. What makes this ship kind of interesting is if you do a lot of missions where you're collecting boxes and doing delivery missions, this ship is very easy to do delivery missions. It's very fast, very easy to fly, and if you're carrying something in your hands, you just walk right into the ship. When it opens up, it just makes a ramp that you walk in from the side. That ladder is like a little ramp. Now also, is it this side? Is that it? Yes, we got storage on the bottom here. Let me turn my lights on. There we go. For putting packages. And then I think this is the like physical components. If you're doing things like changing your cooler or your power plant, that will be up there. So kind of interesting. Let's close this door. So nice. You can see just the style. It's got a little bed here, so when it's working correctly, you can log out in your bed and then log back in. Now, because this is the PTU, there were some bugs. I had a bug earlier. Let's see if it still exists. I got in the pilot seat. Oh, it's working now. I wasn't able to actually get it to turn around. It was locking, but now it's working. So I'll just do a little show of the screen here. So it's got one MFD there. You can see it kind of blends in. These ones are kind of holographic. They're floating in the air. There's another one over there. We got some more buttons here. Quantum drive, the controls, good field of view, and we'll take an exterior view. Look at how beautiful this ship looks. Just looks like a speedboat. You can tell this is someone with a lot of money who just wants to be able to like jet set around, and they handle really well. It's a really good ship. Really great on fuel. The hydrogen scoops refuel the fuel tanks quite quickly, that you can fly for quite a while without having to worry about running out of fuel. Quantum range, I'm not quite sure what the range for quantum range is, but it's a good little starter. I like it. And there we are. Take a look at the back. It's got some weapons, got cool engines, the way they look. Little details, like kind of like the smoky logo in the glass. I like it. So next up we have the Avenger Titan. Now the Avenger Titan is an interesting ship. It's a ship that a lot of people recommend as your first starter ship. It's pretty solid. It's very similar in how you enter and exit the ship in the interior space as the Pisces. However, it's got a little more use, I believe. So as a starter ship, the Avenger Titan is a pretty solid starter ship. Visually, it's not my thing, but I've flown this one on a couple free fly events, and during the last expo, and I actually really enjoyed the ship. I was really impressed with how it handled. So getting the Avenger Titan for $70, you get an AeroView hangar, which I believe is a newer hangar, slightly better, and 6-month insurance. Now looking at the Aegis Avenger Titan, another starter ship that comes with a package. Reminds me a lot of the Space Shuttle, mainly for the tiles that you can see on the underside here. Even just a little bit more curvy, kind of like a Cobra maybe. Got a gun on the front. We got some more mounted guns and missiles on the back. These wings swoop up. Got these cool little light edges on them, but they don't fold like any of the other ships. This is the size. Quite spacious inside. You can see there's lots of room in here. I'm sure you could probably fit like a Dragonfly in here. Maybe not because of the length. I'm not sure, but it's actually quite a bit of room. For a starter ship, it's got a pretty big interior, and that's not at all, because you come through here, and now we're into like a little living quarters. We've got a bed here, got some components here. I'm guessing this will be like a closet or something, and we're heading up into the pilot seat. So into the pilot seat, rotates around. That looks really cool. We'll check out our field of view here. So once we start everything up, good field of view. And there is the exterior of the ship. You can see it's a lot bigger ship than what it first looks like. You can also see why a lot of people refer to it as the Penguin, the black and white color scheme of the ship. The little patterns on the tiles and the wings is kind of cool, like the texture. I like that. So this is the Aegis Avenger Titan. This is a ship that a lot of people say you should get as a starter because you'll want to upgrade from the Mustang or the Aurora to a more powerful ship. And in a way, I agree. This is a much better ship than, say, the Mustang for if you want to do combat, because it also allows you to do cargo running, and it's better than the Aurora because it allows you to do combat if all you're doing is cargo running. So it is better in that regard. However, I still don't suggest getting this over the Aurora or Mustang, because the price of getting one of those, which is $45 plus $20 for upgrading to the Squadron 42 combo, is still $5 less than getting an Avenger Titan. And you can get the Avenger Titan in game by following my tutorial and just doing some mining, then renting say a cutlass and a rock and doing some rock mining. Quite quickly you can get the money. So as good as the ship it is, it's $70, whereas the Mustang or Aurora with Squadron 42 as a combo added in is $65. So after the Avenger Titan, which is kind of an all-around ship, hauling cargo and fighting and exploring, we're going to the Anvil Arrow. Now the Anvil Arrow is a dedicated fighting ship for $90. The Arrow, you'll see in my walk around, is definitely a ship that is used for fighting. So if you're specifically wanting to get into running bounty missions or PvP and you want a starter ship, perhaps the Arrow is the ship for you.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete.
So $5 up from the Anvil Arrow, we're getting into the Consolidated Outlands Nomad. Now this is a ship that I actually quite like. It is the space pickup of Star Citizen. It's a little truck with a little cargo space. When you see my exterior view walking around checking it out, what I do like about the ship is, as you know, I'm all about mining, and the rock miner is a good money maker. The Cutlass Black is maybe the best ship to fly a rock around in, but the Nomad is a ship that can carry the rock also. Not only that, but the Nomad has a nice interior space. It's got a little bed to sleep in, it's got a little kitchen, and it's got a kind of a cool look. It's got an interesting landing gear, which you'll see, which I'm not a super big fan of, but if you're looking at getting into rock mining, the Nomad is a good starter pack for you to take a look at. So we are now looking at the CO Nomad. CO stands for Consolidated Outlands Nomad. We're getting into the slightly more expensive ships. This is about $100 now. I think it's about 95 bucks. It's kind of cool. It has one thing that other ships don't, which is these floating landing gear. So the ship is always off the ground, as you can see, not quite up. It's got what looks like USB ports for exhausts on the side, USB-Cs, you know, it's really handy. It's got some missiles. It's got if you ever play Elite Dangerous, you will recognize the shape right away. This is very much borrowed from that game, from one of their ships. Now there's another feature that makes this ship kind of interesting, and that is the cargo area. The cargo hold is there, open to the elements. You can actually fit a rock. So if you want to do rock mining and you get the Nomad as your starter ship, you can actually load the Nomad into the back. You'll see the whole cargo bay drops down, and then you can drive your Nomad on here. You must reverse, otherwise when you get out, you're facing this wall and you're stuck. But if you put cargo in here, and when cargo becomes more physicalized, that you can pick up and move cargo with like tractor beam or something, this is going to be more exposed, not quite as good. Another cool feature this ship has, if we come here, check out the ladder. Makes that weird clicking noise, and it comes out as like just a bunch of pieces here. I think that's cool. So I'm going to climb in the ship. So when we're in the ship, we've got little storage things here. There is like some storage for weapons, I believe, somewhere here. It's been a while since I've been in the ship. We've got a closet here for storage some items. A little bathroom here. Here you can see your cargo, and you can open and close the cargo bay from here, but you can't access it through here. You can't go in there. And then you'd think we're going into the cockpit, but no. We go in to this living quarter. It's got a little plant in here. We got some like whey powder and a little area to sit here, a little seat that comes out. Got a sink. We got some more Tabasco sauce. So your own little living quarter. You got some weird plant, some books, little television to watch. Then we get into the main pilot seat. So quite a bit in this little ship. Quite interesting. I actually really do enjoy this ship. Also, it was a new design where it's almost like a touchscreen for all of the panels. There's no physical switches. So we'll turn it on.
Welcome. Your journey begins now.
And there you go. I haven't seen this with the new HUD, so I thought I would check it out. So if I take off, I'll show you. There's the landing gear folded in tight. There is our ship. So kind of a cool looking ship. As you can see, there's the cargo space behind. There we are sitting in our little pilot seat. But that is the Consolidated Outlands Nomad, which we will bring out for a landing. And we will head back out. So a neat ship. The biggest thing it has going for it is, besides a nice living quarter, the lights are on, you can see a little bit better now, is the ability for such a small ship to carry small vehicles, something like a rock. And that makes this ship a potential good moneymaker. That was an interesting way for me to get out, and I do like that ladder. I like how that ladder moves. So that is it. That is all the sub $100 packages. So stay tuned for my next video, which I'll have out in a couple days, maybe even tomorrow. And that one, I haven't decided when I'm going to release that one, but that one will deal with the more expensive packages. So anything slightly over $100, like the Cutlass Black, all the way up to the Explorer pack, which I believe is $1,100. That will be coming up soon. So until then, hopefully this has helped, and I will see you soon in the verse.